So here we are, it's June, and I'm gonna take you on a tour of our garden. It's our very first garden tour of the season. This is our very first garden on our own land in Middle Tennessee. Our family's victory garden in so many ways. This little fence is super temporary. It's just 25 foot of chicken wire and 3 T-posts, and it does absolutely nothing but detour Hattie. It doesn't even really detour her that well. It just slows her down, rather. It slows her down because she is the tomato sabotager. She's the garden sabotager, that little thing. When you walk past that, you'll see a row of little sticks, and each stick marks a seedling or a seed, and it goes, every other stick is a seedling or a seed. This is the edge Evan tilled last week, and it goes all the way down, and this is all squash, varieties of squash, all mixed up. My kids do this to me every year, where I start seeds and then they get the popsicle stick markers that say which row is what. So like, I'll start a row of tomatoes, or a row of Kajari melons, or a row of cucumbers, and they just pull all the popsicle sticks out. This year it was Hattie, last year it was Bird. They pull all the popsicle sticks out and play musical popsicle sticks and just put them all over throughout the whole seed tray. So we don't really know what's what until it fruits. So we're guessing on all of this stuff. We know by the leaves and what they look like, whether it's a melon, cucumber, squash, or a tomato. You can kind of tell the difference, especially us beginning gardeners. We can only kind of tell the difference in the different melons and squashes and all that. But we know the difference between a tomato and a squash. So these are all squash. We just don't know what kind. We'll see soon. Just past the squash is our little potato patch. So these are our little potatoes. I planted 2 bags of Kroger potatoes. I think there were 2-pound bags of Kroger organic gold potatoes, and they're jamming. They're doing really well. Next to our potatoes, I'll hop on over and show you. These are our onions that I started with. This is our very first thing I think we planted, were onions that I bought from Dixondale Onions, and they're the candy onions. They go all the way down, and just past our onions, I have a tiny row of baby lettuce. We've been finding lots of weird looking caterpillars in our baby lettuce, and some of them have just disappeared. But the ones that are still there are doing pretty well. So there's baby lettuce right past the onions, and then it hops on over to cabbage. And we've been finding worms in our cabbage too, guys. But they're beautiful. Cabbage are so pretty. See, there's little worm bites over there. I have an affinity for cabbage. 1, I really love sauerkraut, but 2, I was a collector of Cabbage Patch Kids growing up. I had more than I could count, probably. I would say upwards of 30. I loved Cabbage Patch Kids, and that's when my desire to be a mom of many happened, I believe. The collecting of Cabbage Patch Kids, and I got to mail in their birth certificates and change their names, and because they always came with funky names, so I would rename my Cabbage Patches and send the birth certificates back in, and I just loved them. So right past the cabbage patch, or the cabbage patch, right past the cabbage patch is my lettuce. These are my celery. These celery are the ones that I started from organic celery that I had got from the store and just started in little jars. They're looking kind of scary. I don't know why, but they're turning yellow, and I've never grown celery before. The internet doesn't work so great out here, so I need to Google when I get into town what makes celery turn yellow, because I want to fix it if I can, because we eat a lot of celery. Right here was a lettuce plant that looks just like these, but that one, we lost that one. But these ones look really great. And here's some more celery that I got from the Amish. All the way down. And then starts our rows of tomatoes. Y'all, our tomatoes are growing so fast. Brandon's goal tonight was to make steaks because they're all kind of leaning over. And it's making me super sad for them. Do you see them down there? But they're getting fruit too. I don't know if you can see that baby tomato. It's kind of blurry, I know. Sorry about that. So we have 3 rows of tomatoes, all different varieties. Some are Jet Setter, some are Jet Star. There's a couple of purple Cherokees. Some Rutgers are in here. And I believe these last little baby ones are blueberry tomatoes. I'm not sure, again, because my kids mixed up all my little tags, but right here, some twins over here. There's a baby tomato plant and a baby cucumber plant. I handed Emma a seed and I said, plant this in that empty hole at the very last row. And I meant for her to plant it over here. She jumped back to the next empty hole that she found. There really was a tiny little baby tomato in there, but she didn't recognize it or didn't see it, and she planted a cucumber with a tomato. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do there, but I thought it was cute. After our 3 rows of tomatoes, we have a row of cucumbers, half a row of cucumbers mixed with jalapenos. So all this down here is jalapenos. I believe these are Craig's Grande jalapenos. And then right behind them are cayenne peppers. Right here though, this is the mystery pepper section. I have no idea what these are. These are gonna be mystery peppers for us because these are seeds that we started and my kids mixed up. And so we're gonna just see what comes about here. And then it gets to our big dirt field. But there's stuff in it now, which I'm very excited about. So we know for sure what this stuff is. This is a ton of weeds mixed in with some carrots, but we're not weeding until our carrots get big enough so we can tell the difference a little bit better. But there are a ton of weeds up in here. And then at the very end, I ran out of carrot seeds, so I just put some radishes in. And those should be ready pretty soon. But behind that, we have 3 rows of beans that we planted just the other day. And I'll walk you and I'll show you the beans are already sprouting. And I'm so excited. You can see them. So we're gonna have 3 rolls of rattlesnake pole beans. And then after our 3 rows of rattlesnake pole beans, we have a row of sweet corn. Actually, we have 3 rows of sweet corn. 3 rows of sweet corn. We only got to plant 1 today. We ran out of daylight. I always bite off more than I can chew, like I said. So we have a row of corn and then peas sprinkled in. We're gonna try and use our corn as a trellis for peas. And I don't know if the peas will go. I just thought that sounded like a fun thing to try because I know it's kind of hot for peas now, but we'll see. So we have 3 rows like that, 3 rows of peas and corn. And then this last row that we have right before the scrap weed fabric is sunflowers and dragon tongue beans. I had some sunflowers that a friend had sent me, and I had half a pack of dragon tongue beans that I found. So we're gonna try and use the sunflowers as a trellis for the dragon tongue beans. And then right here I have a little area, it's empty. Nothing else is planted in this dirt yet. But I'm gonna try and do some beets and some more radishes just because they are quick growers. I know it's probably too hot for them, but. And then right here I'm gonna do 2 more rows of peppers and tomatoes. I have a hodgepodge seed tray, 2 actually, with just random seedlings that I had started. I don't know what's what. I keep saying that, but it's true. I really don't know what's what. There's just random tomatoes, random peppers that I would rather just get in the ground than have die in that little tray. So I'm gonna try and pop those out of the hex tray and plant 2 rows of those right here. And then this little scrap weed fabric is empty, but I'm gonna plant lettuce in all of these holes tonight, hopefully. Maybe tomorrow, but we're gonna get to lettuce in all of these holes. And then up here, I had some random little Swiss chard seedlings that I had started. So I have Swiss chard in there, and then some kohlrabi up in here. And then way over there, we have another strip just like the other side. That is a mixture of squash seeds and squash seedlings. That will be a surprise. It's all the way down. Right there at the very end, if you can see it, is the L shape that Brandon was trying to till a watermelon patch when the tiller went wonky and had to be picked up. But that's it. That's our quick June garden tour. It all seems like it's still in the baby stages, but I am very pleased with how far we've gotten. Very grateful for all the hard work that our family has put in, and for the fact that we actually have land to garden in. I know that this will not feed our family for an entire year, but it's a start, and I am so happy that we have a start. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It is getting awfully dark. The lightning bugs are out. And I better close this vlog before we can't see anything anymore. I'm gonna head in and feed the kids and get this evening underway. We so appreciate you guys taking your time to watch as our family grows a garden and grows a homestead, and just as we grow in general. We're super grateful for every single minute that you guys take your time to spend with us. If you haven't yet, if you subscribe to our channel, that would be so amazing. And even share on any of the social media platforms or with your family and friends. Share our channel if that would bless them or encourage them in any way. We would be thankful for that as well. So have a great night or morning or day or whenever you're watching this, and I will see you tomorrow. Asher got a new chair. He thinks it's pretty rad. Come on, buddy.